Good afternoon or the morning, depending on where you're joining us from. The VA and Team Red, White, and Blue are here to present a great conversation today, tools and technology for a healthy new year. We're going to get into a conversation about what connected care tools are, the MOVE program, Team Red, White, and Blue, and how they can help support veterans on a health journey. So real quick introduction. My name is Mike Erwin. I am the founder and the executive director of Team Red, White, and Blue. We're a nonprofit organization on the mission to enrich veterans' lives, and we do that by building and forging the leading health and wellness community for veterans. And we're joined today by three great Americans on our panel today. I'm just going to introduce them to you real briefly, but looking forward to the conversation with them. So first and foremost, we have got Julie Harmon. Julie Harmon is a VA registered dietitian, and she's with the Connected Health Implementation Strategies team. Sophia Hurley, she is the physical activity program coordinator with the MOVE program. We're going to talk more about that, and both of them will get into some discussion with us. And then our very own Dan Brostek. He is the director of technology for Team Red, White, and Blue. So first of all, thank you all for being here today and joining us and sharing some of this information about what you're so committed to and what you're working on with veterans and those that support their journey in health. Right. So what I want to do here today, first and foremost is, kick off a conversation about, what is connected care and what are the tools, that you have in mobile apps like Move Coach and how they empower veterans like in their health journey. So a great way, I think, to start this off, Julie, for you would be, can you introduce the audience to what the VA's Office of Connected Care does? I think that's a great place for us to start the conversation.
Absolutely. Would love to, Mike. So basically, when we talk about connected care, we're talking about the many innovative ways VA is using telehealth and mobile technologies. The Office of Connected Care uses the latest virtual care tools to expand the veteran's experience beyond that traditional office visit, making health information and care more accessible to veterans. Connected care programs include My Healthy Vet, VA telehealth services, and VA mobile. And these programs really help to empower veterans to take charge of their health and be active participants in their care. VA has long been a leader in virtual care, even before the pandemic. But with that shift in the global pandemic, since 2020, we too have seen an explosion in virtual care use. For example, the number of VA video to home telehealth encounters surged by more than 3,000% from roughly 295,000 encounters in fiscal year 2019 to more than 9.5 million in fiscal year 2021. Through these programs, veterans are receiving VA care and they can communicate with their care teams. They can track health information and access their VA health record from a computer, cell phone, or tablet. In fiscal year 23, VA provided more telehealth care than ever before, with over 2.4 million veterans participating in more than 11.6 million telehealth episodes of care, including over 9.4 million of those via our VA Video Connect app. These numbers are expected to continue to rise as patients trust and feel even more comfortable with virtual care.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. This is something I remember, and we'll hear from Dan in a little bit from Team Red, White, and Blue, but I remember him talking to way back in 2015 to me about this, about how much more of the world was going to move into a digital mindset and how much more comfortable we're going to get using our phones. And as all those things have changed, it is certainly accelerated, like you said, the trust and the confidence that people have to use technology, for things like health. Awesome. So thank you so much. Sophia, would love to go to you. If you can maybe dig in a little bit on some of the tools and the mobile apps that, veterans should be aware of that VA has. I know this is something that, again, has accelerated a lot over the past 3-4 years, but we'd love for you to share about what some of those tools and mobile technologies are.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So the MOVE Weight Management Program for Veterans, or simply MOVE, has a tool called Move Coach. This is available both for iPhones and for Android, and it is self-contained, which means that all the data stays on the user's phone and does not require any verified login credentials or any of those other secure pieces. So Move Coach is a self-management tool, and self-management is everything a person does to manage their health, or in this case, manage their weight. It can be used by itself or along with Move participation through a VA. Move Coach provides the users with a total of 16 learning modules that can be used at their own pace. They are the same as the modules that are included in the Move Veteran Workbook. The app also includes videos, weight and goal tracking, and these are all different ways that we can support veterans in reaching their weight and health goals. The VA also has Annie. Annie is a VA text messaging service that includes prompts to track one's health, as well as motivational and educational information. There's an Annie Move Weight Management subscription, and that comes in two options. One is a simplified version for veterans who choose to self-subscribe, and one is for clinicians to assign, and this one includes different options for tracking templates, including daily calorie intake, fruit and vegetable servings, daily steps or minutes of physical activity. Both of the Annie versions consist of 16 weeks of daily educational and motivational messages and prompts to track their weight weekly. There are also prompts to periodically assess the individual's readiness and confidence to make healthy lifestyle changes. And both the clinician assigned and the veteran self-subscribed versions align with that same Move Veteran Workbook that I mentioned just previously, but users are not required to access the workbook. The subscriptions may benefit veterans at different phases in their weight management journey. For example, veterans who are interested in working on weight management independently, or actively participating in a facility Move program, and those who choose more of a structured approach for weight maintenance following participation in a facility program. So to get started, a veteran can either register themselves, again, self-subscribing, or a clinician might register them and assign the Annie Move Weight Management subscription. Through Annie, veterans can view tables and graphs of health data that they have submitted, and the VA clinicians can review that data as well. It's intended for veteran self-management, but does allow for direct text messaging, does not, allow for direct text messaging between veterans and VA staff. That's a different option. And then lastly, following on Julie's great introduction to the VA's Office of Connected Care, one of the options we have for Move participation is through home telehealth. With home telehealth, veterans can participate from home, from their office, or while traveling at any time throughout the day. Home telehealth uses technology instead of a face-to-face visit, and our Move telehealth option is called Telemove, where veterans receive daily messages to support their efforts to manage their weight, using either a home messaging device, a phone, a computer, or a tablet. So that's kind of a quick intro to the different options for connected care that are available to veterans.
Awesome. Thank you, Sophia. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I do think the role of inspiration and accountability are two things that come to mind there. We know that inspiration, is so important to keep us on track, because it is always a little bit harder, to make the right decision. And especially when it comes to what we eat, we know there's so many temptations out there to eat things that can not help us in that journey. So that's awesome. Obviously at Team Red, White, and Blue, we're big fans of the Move program. And as we think about health holistically, there's the mental, the physical, the emotional components. So we love hearing a little bit more detail and sharing that out with some of our members, who may be interested in that resource. Speaking of resources, love to talk to Dan. I've known Dan for a long time now. We actually met on the JFK 50-miler trail back in, I think, 2008. So we go back quite a long way. But Dan is a very, very passionate about technology and how it can support veterans in their journey in terms of building community, in terms of building healthy habits in their life. So Dan, would love to hear you talk a little bit about the Team RWB member app and how we bring veterans together in support of health and wellness. So over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. A couple quick thoughts on maybe RWB and the MOVE program. So when it comes to health and wellness, I don't think there's really any silver bullet. I think most individuals need multiple tools and programs to maintain a healthy lifestyle over time. So in this vein, I do believe that RWB's approach and our solutions complement the VA programs nicely. With that said, I want to spend just a couple minutes highlighting 5 ways that the RWB member app can support veterans on their health and wellness journey. First off, we provide a wide range of engagement opportunities for veterans of all ages, fitness levels, and abilities. We offer a mix of local in-person events, as well as virtual activities and challenges, essentially ensuring every veteran has an opportunity to engage in a way that suits them best. In 2023 alone, as an example, our staff and volunteer leaders hosted about 20,000 in-person events across the country with an additional 2,000 virtual events. That totaled approximately 200,000 unique member engagements, which is pretty amazing. So bottom line is we have something for just about every veteran. Second thing I want to highlight is our monthly themed missions, which we started in 2023 and we're continuing into 2024. Every month, we unite our members around a common goal with these missions, blending physical fitness and military history. The missions like the upcoming Taji 100 in February, it's more than just a workout. It's a chance for us to come together collectively, celebrate kind of our shared legacy, and strive towards a better health and wellness as a team. You can actually check out on our website the monthly missions page to see all the upcoming missions for the remainder of 2024. Number 3 is community building. So clearly in the military, we learned the value of camaraderie and mutual support. And at Team RWB, we're focused on continuing that tradition, whether it's through activity groups, in the app, such as the running, functional fitness, cycling, rucking groups, and many more, or through our local chapters. Members are able to build these strong bonds because of either geographic connections or interest-based connections. And these bonds ultimately, lead to a positive identity, which leads to the thriving community that we're continuing to try to develop and nurture. Number 4 is accountability. Mike, you mentioned that a second ago. One of the values we cherished, obviously, in the military was accountability. And through our app, we hold, one another accountable to our health and wellness goals. So a perfect example of this is our BFGs, or what we call our big fitness goals. Each year, we ask our staff, our volunteer leaders, our members to choose a big fitness goal for the year. Which is something that will and should truly test you both physically and mentally, and something that you don't have a guarantee of success around, right? The goal that we tell our staff is 50% chance of completing the goal, right? And so for members, that gives them the opportunity to share their goal publicly with one another in the app to help maintain that personal accountability. But for the fellow team members, they're also able to check in on them, see how things are going, and encourage them. So accountability has been key to us for a long time. Finally, number 5 is enrichment. As Mike mentioned, our mission at RWB is to enrich the lives of veterans. To be able to measure enrichment, we actually created what we call the Enriched Life Scale, the ELS, many years ago. Now it's a short 18-question survey that new members can take during their onboarding process, and any existing member can take as often as they like through the app. ELS measures enrichment across 4 key domains for us: physical health, mental health, relationships, and purpose. So this tool essentially helps the member assess their health and wellness, but it also provides our team with insights to further tailor and personalize our programming in the future for all members. So, Mike, I could go on, but I know we're limited on time, so I'll turn it back over to you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, appreciate that, Dan. One of the things, we at Team RWB, we've learned, we've been around for 13 years now, not nearly as long as VA, but like VA, we intend to be here forever. We want to be around to support and to serve veterans, is that you have to evolve. And this is a big part of that strategy, has been to evolve with the times and with technology and how things are going. And we've made a real big emphasis on that over the past 5 years on the technology front, as VA has done as well. So thanks, Dan. Yeah, if we can maybe now take it and bring it into a little bit more of the qualitative side, a little bit of the storytelling, because obviously data and content and numbers are all great, but we'd love to hear maybe just, if each of you, maybe start with you, Julie, could kind of talk about a success story. What's something where you've seen in a real human being's journey and in their story where this has made a positive impact on their life?
Yeah, absolutely. So I had a couple in my mind, but I wanted to share this one. So I did teach MOVE groups for many years, and we often didn't have an equal distribution of the different branches. It was kind of either really a lot of Navy in one group or Army. It just was the way that it worked out. And then there was this one group that we had where it was, 1/4 or 1/3 of it was Marine, 1/3 was Navy, and 1/3 was Army. And they noticed it. They picked up on it. And so, that competition kind of started boiling even in week 1. And I think they wanted to do a weight loss challenge. And we were like, well, we don't want to just focus on that number. Let's focus on something that we all have a bit more control over, right? We can't always control what the scale does, but we can control our behaviors. And so within probably about 2 weeks, they had decided on a step challenge. And let me tell you, I have never seen so many steps week to week that these veterans were reporting. And the friendly competition, the excitement, the sense, again, why it should certainly be no surprise. These are our military men and women who supported each other and supported our country, right? So no surprise that there was this strong movement forward, and they were just busting out steps. We had 20,000 steps a day. 15,000 steps was a regular occurrence for some of these veterans. So when I think about what that taught me, it taught me that if you can just find something that kind of motivates or brings out a friendly competitive side in you, and that might be with your peers, that might be with friends, family, or it might be with yourself. So figuring out a way to challenge yourself or finding competition with others, friendly competition, of course, can really be a motivator, especially because if we rely every day on that motivation, right? That motivation ebbs and flows. We're never going to be motivated every second of every day. It's really about those day in and day out behaviors. And that's really what I saw in this really dynamic group of men and women across different branches, that they were just committed to that day to day. They didn't always want to do their steps, and sometimes they were lower than usual, and that was fine because maybe someone else really upped their game that day. But I just would encourage folks to find that competitive side of you, again, with yourself, whether you're monitoring your steps from day to day or week to week, or with friends and family.
Yeah, I love it. Like, one of my favorite thoughts on this is that, it briefs really well to sort of just compare yourself to yourself, right? Are you getting better? But the reality is, human beings, like, we're social and we like to compete with each other. Yes, can you take it too far? Of course, but most competition, especially in the military culture, is healthy. It's you're kind of out there for bragging rights, and that does push you to be better. It's almost impossible to be your best without competition. You think about any sport you play without a competitor, someone to go against, like, you never reach your full potential. And I think that it's important that, we not lose sight of that, because I think sometimes people do think, competition's not good. Like, no, competition is mostly really good. And like, that story that you shared is a classic example of that. So it made everybody better because of the competition. So awesome. Sophia, over to you.
Okay, great. And full disclosure, I will say Julie and I did not talk about the stories that we were going to share, but this one that I'm about to share with you, this is from one of our women veterans who participated in MOVE a little over a year ago. And for those who don't know, on our MOVE public facing website, there is a page that is all about MOVE stories. So stories about veterans who've participated in MOVE and how it's changed their lives and improved their health. So the title of this one is Accountability Leads to Results. And the veteran's name is Marnie Golden, and she not only had the little bit of competition, but this story really focuses on the accountability and the motivation. So for Marnie, she found motivation and the support that she needed to make those changes to her lifestyle and achieve her healthy living goals and her weight management goals. So she worked with a team in Little Rock, Arkansas. And she shared with us that the meetings with the other veterans and the MOVE staff helped to keep her focused and on track. And this was a young woman who had struggled to maintain a healthy weight since she was a child. She shared that she tried a variety of different diet programs, but never felt that she could maintain the changes that she had developed with those programs. It began to affect her and affect her overall health. She was having chronic pain. And so she decided to try the MOVE Weight Management Program. She shared how making simple, small changes over time and the accountability with the groups that she was meeting with on a regular basis helped her to make changes in things like her eating habits and her physical activity habits. She said specifically, I keep a daily food journal that helps me stay on my meal plan, and that she also gradually increased her physical activity to a total of 7 days per week. And we always emphasize sort of small changes, little things that you can add to over time so that it's something that becomes part of your lifestyle and just becomes a part of your daily routine. And you're not thinking about, oh, I'm on a diet or I'm going to exercise. It's all part of lifestyle. And I love the way this aligns with what Team Red, White, and Blue does also, because there's community opportunities to be physically active. There's the camaraderie, there's the accountability, and then there's the healthy competition as well. So Marnie had lost a total of 70 pounds. And as Julie mentioned, we have really sort of changed the direction of our focus with the MOVE program to not just look at the number on the scale, but really to look at what else has a participant achieved through this program. What other positive changes have they made that translates into other parts of their lives? So in addition to Marnie losing 70 pounds and continuing to work on maintaining or even losing more weight, she said that she also feels that she's much more mobile. She feels healthier overall, and her self-esteem has improved. She feels better about herself. She talks about not only the MOVE team, but about her family members and folks in her community who also supported her in this journey. So this is one of hundreds of MOVE stories that we have, and there really is a theme. And I love that you brought up the competition part, the accountability for sure, and then individuals who have something in common, whether it be their time in the service, the branch of the service that they were in, or the fact that they're all working on improving their health and wellness together, supporting each other.
Awesome. Yeah, you can start. That's why I love these conversations. You can kind of see the threads kind of tied together in between different stories and different perspectives, and come back to this idea of accountability and competition and all of it. Like, we're human beings. One of my favorite quotes from Simon Sinek, basically explains this, that we ultimately are not accountable to ourselves. We're accountable to other people. It's very, very rare that you can find someone who is just able to have enough self-discipline and enough motivation to be totally accountable to themselves. We're human beings. It just doesn't really work that way. We're accountable to others, be it our family, people that we work with, that we're on teams with, that we've served with. It's that social element that is so huge. So thank you for both articulating that. Dan, over to you. Give us a success story from Team Red, White, and Blue.
Yeah, I figured the best way to kind of communicate some success stories was to pull directly from our members, from the App Store and some of the reviews they left behind. So I'm going to read just maybe 2 or 3 short ones so you can get a sense of kind of the stories that they're sharing with us. So one's from River. This app has been a big help in keeping me motivated to exercise and try new challenges. I've enjoyed meeting other veterans and supporters all over the country and exchanging health and wellness related tips. Definitely a must for any veteran, no matter where you are at where you're at in your health and wellness journey. Another one from Gerardo. I've been struggling to find that camaraderie and push to get back into shape and stay healthy, mentally and physically. This app and program has helped me with both of those. Thank you. And then Ricky, a great and well-needed outlet for veterans from all walks of life, a place to connect with fellow veterans. I came across Team RWB on a sports and recreational trip from the West LA VA. We all met at the beach and learned how to surf. I'm so thankful for this app and all the people that make Team RWB possible. Airborne all the way was his final comment. So, to me, we get hundreds of these as well in terms of how people respond to the community and to the programming. And I think what's key, Mike and I talk about this a lot, is like veterans are in all seasons of life, whether they're recently transitioning out of active service or they're 30 years down the road. As I mentioned, in some of my other comments, they have all types of physical fitness levels, abilities, and things going on. And our goal is really to try to figure out a way to create, those opportunities for connection and engagement, regardless of where you're at within that season of life. And so that's the hope. And to Mike's point, we got to continue to innovate in this crazy, technologically kind of, advanced world and kind of meeting people where they are with the combination of technology and in-person connection.
Absolutely. Yes, that blend, right, of in real life and virtual. And Dan's been on this for a long time for us at Team RWB. And again, great to see the overlap between VA and what we're doing. It's awesome. Okay, so we got about 5 minutes left, so let's kind of go lightning round here. We've only got time for one more question, it looks like, and that would really just be a matter of, before we go, can you tell the audience about how they can access these resources that we've talked about here today? In other words, like what can be their next steps if they're motivated right now or they're inspired to go take action? Where do they go? What do they do?
All right, I could take that one.
Yeah, go ahead, Julie. Yeah, start us out.
Yeah,
Julie,
absolutely. So, well, first of all, lots of motivation around. So I'm really excited to hear, what folks thought, because I'm feeling inspired myself. So first of all, thank you for that. And I would say, especially if you're looking for a digital type, next step, go to vamobile.gov. VAmobile.gov is going to be where you can look at all of the different apps that are available. The Move Coach is going to be on there as well as a number of apps that, can really help launch you into that next step for your journey to better health. I think the Move Coach app is going to be a great step for folks that are wanting that support and that evidence-based education. And also you can talk to your doctor. There are programs at all VAs that are either in person or have some sort of virtual, component as well. And by talking with your doctors, talking to folks that you meet in the waiting room, you will learn about these programs, especially those that really stand out and have proven to be very motivational for folks.
Awesome. Sophia, anything else to add to that?
Yeah, sure. So as Julie mentioned, for the MOVE program, this is all in the public domain. So you don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to be registered for care in the VA. And you can go to www.move.va.gov, and all of the materials are available there. So you can access the workbook, the materials, all of the modules. And then, as Julie said, going to the VA mobile app site for Move Coach, and then finding out about the Annie app as well. There's a lot out there. For the motivation side of it, I would definitely encourage you, if you're just having a bad day, go to that Move stories page and read some of the stories of veterans who've participated in Move. It'll definitely boost your day. If you need a little bit of push, a little bit of why would I want to do this? It's great reading other stories, and you can see how different veterans who've participated in Move may be similar to you as far as conditions that they have, reasons that they joined and started Move as well.
Great. Awesome. Dan, want to bring us home? How do veterans and people out there who are interested get involved?
Yeah, 2 quick calls to action. So if you're not currently a member, go to teamrwb.org and join the team. It's free to become a member, and veterans can receive a red shirt with just a small shipping fee. We have apps for iOS, Android, or the web app that you can go and register on. For existing members, jump back into the app and get engaged. Join us for the upcoming Taji 100 mission in February, and then declare your big fitness goal for 2024.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, highlighting that, again, there's this great opportunity, as Dan just talked about, starting in about a week from now as we tackle in the month of February, what we call the Taji 100, as I love to call it, the Ankle Express. That's either hiking, walking, running, or rucking. Go out there and cover 100 miles in a month is often cold and dark, so this is a great way to kick off the accountability that comes with being a part of Team Red, White, and Blue and setting that goal of 100 miles, moved in a month. So, all right, it looks like we got time for one question here, and it's this. So we'll go to you, Julie, for this one here. What is the benefit of using the Move Coach app compared to other weight loss and management programs that might be available to people and to veterans out there?
Great question. So I think one of the advantages really comes down to the content. So the content that you're going to find in the Move Coach app is evidence-based, well-studied, and it is being used at VA facilities. So if you happen to, do the Move Coach app alongside with a provider, or you're a dietitian, perhaps they're going to be familiar with the content. And the other advantage is if you're not planning to partner with the VA, and you can download Move Coach and do it yourself and know that you're getting reliable nutrition, weight management, exercise information. I think there's just so much information out there, it can be kind of overwhelming for folks. And so that would be why I think that, especially for our veterans, really that Move Coach app is a great place to find content that really is going to be helpful for you. And again, it can be used with other apps as well. You can kind of dabble in a few different apps, but knowing that Move Coach is really going to have all of these self-management modules, activities for you to do, you're going to be in good hands with the Move Coach app.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. As we come to the close here, I just share with a couple of quick thoughts. We know that there's obviously a relationship between your physical health, right? Our ability to manage our weight, and to move our bodies, and like longevity and the heart health and all kinds of other physical benefits we know. But, there's also just the one, I think, for a lot of veterans as well, that is that, veterans have, from their time in the military, they want to be people who can be counted on. And the reality is, we don't know what tomorrow brings. We don't know. It could be a tree that falls into your neighbor's yard or your yard, or you come upon an accident in the road and someone is pinned under a car. We certainly saw this during COVID, like, the relationship between our physical health and our body's immune system. There's all these benefits in this mindset of like, are we ready for whatever challenges might be around the corner? And so beyond just like what we often think of about why you should get involved with the Move Coach program, why you should get involved with Team Red, White, and Blue to take better care of your body and your mind. There's also the reality that in life, there's going to be adversity, and veterans have traditionally throughout history in America been the people who step up and who answer the call, right? And they're the ones who, jump into action. And we saw this in so many instances, including, on the Boston Marathon bombing that took place a decade ago. So many veterans got involved. And so for me, like, that's a big part of this is what is the compelling why? Why should we prioritize health so much? Like, that's it. It goes beyond just, our physical health. It goes into, are we ready to step up and to be there for our family members, our citizens, our teammates? So I just want to say thank you so much, Julie, Sophia, Dan, for being a part of this conversation, helping to bring some knowledge and education to Team Red, White, and Blue veterans and supporters, other folks out there who are thinking about and who care about veterans and health. This has been a great conversation. Hopefully, it mobilizes some people to take action and to get involved. And again, just can't thank you enough for taking some time out of your day to help share all this information with folks. So thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.